Hello guys, so this video is a continuation of chapter 6 lecture. I'm going to go over this in-class activity that you attempted to complete. So if you struggled with it, I'm going to walk you through this. So guys, look at the information. We've got variable expenses. These are right here are your manufacturing costs. So direct materials, direct labor, and variable overhead. So together it's $12. $12. Plus there is the fixed manufacturing overhead, 20,000. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this $20,000 of fixed overhead, so 20K, and I'm going to, let me make it brighter, I'm going to divide it by the number of units we produced. We produced 20,000 units. It says right here, we produced 20,000 units. So for every unit, your fixed dollar overhead, fixed overhead per unit is $1. So the total product costs would include, direct materials, $5, plus direct labor, $3 right here, plus variable overhead, overhead, that's $4. So together this is $12. And under absorption, we will also have to include this additional $1 under absorption. Under variable costing is going to be a little bit different. So the sales commission expense, it's a variable expense, but it is not, it's a period cost. It's always a period cost. This fixed is also period cost. So we have product costs that are variable, product variable right here. We have product that is fixed right here. And period, we have period that are variable, and we have period that are fixed. Okay, so let's first of all prepare the regular income statement. I'm going to go to D, regular, GAAP. On your printout, I said here something different. This is a GAAP income statement, absorption costing. We're gonna absorb under, so like your fixed overhead is going to become a product cost. So sales, the first line sales will remain the same under both methods. We sold 15,000 units, $21, right? Now cost of goods sold is a little tricky here. Cost of goods sold includes $12 of product costs, $12 plus that $1 of fixed cost. So right here, guys, I'm going to sell 15,000 units and I am multiplying it by $13. So even though my fixed overhead is $20,000, fixed overhead is $20,000, I'm only expensing out $15,000 because, sorry, it's my cat. Emma? I'm also only expensing out $15,000 of the fixed overhead because I sold only 15,000 units. So for the 5,000 units I produced and I did not sell, I will put $5,000 out of this fixed overhead in the inventory. It will remain on the balance sheet. So as a result, my net income, this right here, this cost of goods sold, excludes 5,000 of fixed overhead for the items we did not sell. So as a result, my gross profit is going to be higher now because of the $5,000 that stayed in the inventory. And right here, I'll put my selling and administrative expenses. These are your period costs, your operating expenses. So it's, $10,000 fixed. And then, guys, from here, it's $2 variable multiplied by 15,000 units sold. 15,000 units sold too. So that's $40,000 expensed out. So my net income is 80,000. But right away, if I am going to look at this, it encourages me as a manager to overproduce. If I produce more than what I sell, then the units not sold, 5,000 units, at $1 fixed overhead per unit. So $5,000 is not expensed out. Only $15,000 of fixed overhead is included here. 5,000 stays in inventory. So as a result, if I use absorption costing, my net income is $5,000 more. So let's take a look at the variable costing. My sales will be the same as before, $315,000. I'm going to deduct only variable expenses. I want to remind you, this contribution margin is sales minus variable costs equals to contribution margin minus fixed costs. So let's deduct variable costs. And guys, we have two types. You don't have to subdivide them like that, but we have variable manufacturing costs. Remember these three, the $12. Direct materials, direct labor, variable overhead. We don't put fixed overhead here. So $12, 15,000 units. We have variable operating costs or selling administrative costs. We have 15,000 units at $2, $30,000. So my contribution margin now is sales, 315,000 minus 210,000 of variable costs equals to contribution margin, 105,000. Then we're going to deduct fixed costs. The fixed cost will have also two components. We have the fixed factory overhead or manufacturing overhead. And guys, here it is. I'm expensing out the entire amount. Under absorption, I expensed out only 15,000. $1 per unit, 15,000 units. So I expensed out 15,000 of fixed overhead, which led to higher gross profit. Here I'm expensing out everything. The entire amount is classified to be the product costs. So it's expensed out right away. And guys, we also subtract fixed selling and administrative costs. So my total fixed costs are $30,000. So under this method, which is not allowed by GAAP, but is much more reflective, my net income is $5,000 less. And it's more realistic. So under variable costing, my net income is $5,000 less. So now you can answer question B. When preparing the income statement under absorption, would net income be more or less than variable costing? So guys, under absorption, if you produce more items than you sell, if you produce more than you sell, then net income will be higher. Under absorption, it will be higher. So this is our scenario. The net income under absorption costing would be more than the net income from variable costing. The company produced more units than selling them. Some of the fixed manufacturing expenses were hidden inside the ending inventory, causing less in cost of goods sold, which in turn made the income higher. So pretty much here, and it's explained in C, I produced 20,000 items, but I only sold 15,000 multiplied by dollar of fixed overhead equals to $15,000 instead of $20,000. So $5,000 of fixed overhead is not expensed under absorption. Without doing an absorption income statement, well, we've already done it. Calculate net income under the absorption costing by using fixed manufacturing overhead. So we go through calculations here, as I already done. You know, since we did not sell 5,000 units, fixed overhead is dollar per unit. So the absorption net income is going to be $5,000 higher. And here's the proof. It's 80,000 instead of the reality of 75,000. So hopefully this helps. I will see if I'm going to continue with any of these lectures. So I really want to hear your feedback. Email me back what you think about the videos, if they're helpful or not. Happy studies. Bye.